Gentlewoman from California is recognized.
I yield to Ms. Beatty, the chair of the Subcommittee on Diversity and Inclusion and the sponsor of H.R. 2162, as much time as she may consume.
Gentlewoman from Ohio, Ms. Beatty is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, I would like to thank Chairwoman Waters for all of her leadership and her support. Mr. Speaker, for a majority of American families, buying a home will be the biggest financial purchase in their lifetime. That is why this bill we are considering today is so important. My bill, the Housing Financial Literacy Act, H.R. 2162, would provide 25 basis point discount on an FHA upfront mortgage insurance premium to first-time home buyers who complete a HUD-approved housing counseling program. One of the main barriers to home ownership is saving up for the down payment. This bill will reduce that barrier roughly by $500. The FHA has been utilized by every American family to achieve the American dream of home ownership. 82% of all FHA-insured mortgages are used by first-time home buyers, likely since consumers only need to put down 3.5% as a down payment. And the down payment is the number one barrier to home ownership for many first-time home buyers. This bipartisan bill would incentivize those prospective first-time home buyers to take a hold of their financial futures by taking a financial literacy class while making it easier and a little cheaper for them to purchase that first home. These classes are already available across the country, from Homeport and Homes on the Hill in Columbus, Ohio, to Kentucky's Housing Corporation, to the Kenosha Housing Authority in Wisconsin, and the list goes on. These classes are available to first-time home buyers to purchase a home in urban, suburban, and rural areas. Not only is this bill a good deal for first-time home buyers, but it is also a good deal for the American taxpayer. There has been several studies over the past few years that prove not only does the pre-purchase housing counseling lead to improved mortgage literacy, greater appreciation for communications with lenders, and improve underwriting qualifications such as higher credit scores, but there are also studies that show, as we have heard, that first-time home buyers who have received housing counseling are nearly one-third, Mr. Speaker, one-third less likely to face delinquencies or foreclosures. When you consider the average cost to the taxpayer for default within FHA's portfolio is greater than $65,000, this bill could actually save the taxpayers money. That is something that both my Republican and Democratic colleagues were interested in during the debate on this bill in committee. And both sides of the aisle will be happy to know that according to the Congressional Budget Office initial analysis, this bill would not have a cost to the U.S. taxpayer. I would like to close by thanking my colleague and friend from Ohio, Congressman Steve Stivers, for co-sponsoring this important bill. Steve and I serve as the co-chairs of the Financial and Economic Literacy Caucus for the past two Congresses. This is an issue that we care about deeply. I would also like to thank the organizations that came out in support of this bill, Mr. Speaker. I think it's very important for people to know that the National Association of Realtors, the National Housing Resource Center, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, the Leadership Conference for Civil and Human Rights, League of United Latin American Citizens, Credit Unions National Association of Federally Insured Credit Unions, Public Citizens, and National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. I think you get my point. People want this bill. It's the right thing to do. I want to also thank Congressman Barr for his support, and I urge my colleagues to join us and support this bill, H.R. 2162, to allow more Americans to reach for that dream of home ownership in a financially responsible way. Please support this bill. Thank you, and I yield back.